It's finally time for Termina. I am so extremely hyped for this game. If it's anything like Fear and Hunger 1, then it's going to be an incredible journey. If you are new to the channel, I make narrated playthroughs of mostly horror games on the channel, and if you subscribe, welcome. I hope you enjoy your stay. I have a whole series on Fear and Hunger 1, and I started a series on Look Outside as well, so I'll leave the playlists to that down below. But for now, let's begin. This game's intro music in the title screen is so creepy. It's really setting the tone well here. There is a girl with a blade held to the throat of another guy, and in the distance I see someone in a yellow robe walking towards a tower, and hovering above the tower is, I'm assuming, the moon god. Finally, we are here. The guy in the yellow is obviously giving me instant Yellow King Legard vibes. I'm not sure if it's him yet, but it's so iconic at this point that I feel that it has to be, right? Okay, enough yapping. I'm not even in the game yet and I'm already yapping this much. Okay, let's go. First up is the character selection. Oh wow, there are 8 characters this time. My god, the content is going to go crazy with this one, I can already tell. First up is the ex-soldier. Having fought in wars since he was 13, ex-soldier excels at ranged combat and has great aim with most firearms. Wait, firearms? So this is quite a bit into the future, I imagine. Next up is... wait, I can't change characters. Oh wait, I have to go change the keybinds again to WASD, right? Okay, much better. Where was I? The occultist focuses on the creative use of otherworldly powers. While not as strong with harmful and offensive skills, her abilities are no less impressive when used properly. Okay, interesting. So a mage type character, I'm assuming. Next up is a doctor. Okay, so a healer type. The doctor's skill set is mainly focused in curing different status ailments and analyzing the possible weaknesses in enemy anatomy. Oh yeah, he's the choice so far, definitely. That sounds really cool. Next up is the mechanic. The mechanic is adept at crafting her own makeshift weapons and traps. Ooh, I like traps, like a lot. Along with mechanical skills, she also understands more complicated machinery. I take it back, this is my favorite now. Next up is the yellow mage. Oh my god, a yellow mage is a playable character? Okay, wait, why are all these characters just bangers after bangers? Are they all gonna be cool like this? God damn, this is gonna make it tough. Contrary to other priests' beliefs, yellow mages don't dedicate their lives to worship. Yellow mages use otherworldly powers only to their own benefit and to further their own agenda. My god, I have to play as a yellow mage, right? Right? Next up is the botanist. The botanist's knowledge covers a wide variety of plants and herbs. She can create mixtures with strong healing properties, or alternatively, she can use her knowledge to create potent poisons. Oh, that's also very appealing, kinda on the same level as the doctor for me though. Also, is she in a wheelchair? Is that gonna change the gameplay? Like, I'm so interested in every character, my god. Next up. Holy yare does it. Am I right? Like, probably one person will get the reference. You're a real one if you do get it though. This is the thug / boxer. Life in the underground boxing ring has taught the boxer how to deal with opponents barehanded. He boxes as well. Clearly this is an inspired character, right? The boxer excels at close quarters combat. Very cool. Okay, last but not least is the journalist. That's kind of underwhelming if I'm being honest for the last one, but still interesting. Having covered wars, coup d'etats, and other disasters, the journalist has picked up various skills that help her survive. Persuasion skills are definitely not being last on that list. I mean, again, that sounds hyper interesting. I can't even imagine persuasion in Fear and Hunger. Maybe she's got an advanced talk skill? God, all the characters sound amazing. amazing. Okay, so let's do a quick tier list of the characters, just off like first impressions. This will likely change drastically by the time that I finish the game, but I need some help to pick someone. So let's organize my thoughts. Sounds fun, right? In last place, I'd have to say the ex-soldier, because he seems basic from the little teaser text there, you know, so it's not a lot to go by, but yeah, no, he seems a bit basic. My opinion. Then again, range combat does seem kind of fun. In 7th place is the journalist. Again, it seems interesting, but not enough interest there for me yet. 6th place, I'd have to say the occultist, because it seems like inky, and that doesn't mean it's bad, it just means I've seen it before. But yeah, probably it is different somehow. I can't wait to see how my scores changed after I've played all the characters. 5th place, I'd have to say the doctor, and at 4th, the botanist. The doctor has a cool eye patch, but the botanist has a wheelchair, so probably the more interesting playthrough between the two, right? Who knows? 3rd place is the mechanic, because I love the idea of making makeshift stuff, so it's probably a guaranteed interesting playthrough. 2nd and 1st place to me is so close, but I'd have to say number 2,
Burger King foot lettuce.
sorry, Yellow Mage, and 1st is the boxer, because it just sounds good with combat. You don't need weapons, and to be honest, it sounds like a great way to just explore and get to know the game. So also, this might be the order in which I try out all the characters. Are you guys happy with that? Let me know the picks for the second playthrough if you guys are not happy with that. But it seems like Yellow Mage might be the best, awesome second playthrough. I don't know. If you guys agree with my tier list, just stick around. My tier list will probably change. Also, this is not a tier list. All the characters look amazing in any case. So this is just for me to help me to pick, okay? It's nothing personal. This guy's name is Marco. No, that's not right. From now on, he is Muscles, because I'm assuming everyone and their cat named this guy Jojo. I'm not 100% sure what the difficulty means, so I'm just gonna Google it quickly just to make sure that I pick correct. Okay, Maso X whatever. That means that it's the hard mode of the game. So Fear and Hunger mode it is. Oh wow, the graphics got an upgrade for the second title. This looks incredible. The soothing sound of the rail tracks. You are not used to such peaceful and tranquil atmospheres. You can't help but let your mind wander. You reminisce what has led you to this point in life. For the majority of your life, you've only known the streets of the Vatican City. This is actually the first time in your life traveling this far from those narrow and crowded alleyways. Things don't look that fancy elsewhere. Traveling is overrated, you think to yourself. Try living in South Africa, buddy. You'll change your mind about traveling very quickly. In your earliest memories, you remember spending time with your parents, but then suddenly you just didn't have parents anymore. You can't remember what happened, but from one point onwards, it was just you and your sister against the world. You were still only 10 years old, but you had to make a living somehow. So here I chose pickpocketing, thinking that it would give me lockpicking, but clearly it's burglar, right? Instead, I learned steal. That's fine, let's make do. The Vatican City was full of street kids similar to you, and in no time you learned the tricks of the trade. You tried your hand in pickpocketing. It worked for some time, but too often you got caught in the act, which resulted in you getting beaten up. The streets schooled you hard, but as you grew older, you noticed that you started to tower over those who bullied you before. If someone still tried to do you dirty, you were quickly able to give them a taste of your justice. Because of your size and skills in fighting, you started to attract attention of local street gangs that tried to recruit you as their muscle. Perfect, my name is Muscles. That's so awesome. Sorry, I'm still laughing at taste of your justice. This never sounded right to you. You had been extorted of your measly salaries too many times. You didn't want to do the same to anyone. But turning down small-time criminals only got you into further trouble. Almost every other night, you'd end up in street fights. At one point, you realized that you were doing more fighting than actual work. Not to mention, that's where you got most of your money too. You started to consider fighting as your job. Maybe it would be worth investing into more. You started to work out more regularly and follow a strict regimen. I chose footwork as that makes sense to me for a good foundation to any fighter. You thought that swift feet would prove useful in a boxing ring. It wouldn't matter how hard anyone would punch if that punch never connects. Exactly. You spiced up your boxing drills by tying sandbags to your arms and feet. Every time you started to get used to the weights, you'd double the bags. You didn't really feel the change until you finally dropped the weights and noticed how light and lightning fast your movements were without the additional baggage. Your agility leveled up at least twice during all that. My agility? Does that mean attack priority in battles? I'm not sure yet. You were doing alright in fights, so much so that you started to build up a little reputation on the streets. In no time, you moved on to underground boxing rings, where there was more money on the table and less danger of the opponent pulling a knife in the middle of the match. While you were busy in the ring, your sister had grown into a beautiful young woman who attracted all kinds of admirers. It would have meant trouble if it wasn't for your mean reputation. Most low-life thugs on the streets knew that they'd have to answer to you if they tried anything dodgy. That didn't mean that there weren't those who tried. She started to get close with a known mobster, Ricardo Accardo. He was the heir to the Accardo branch of the family. The family was an organized body of criminals operating in the Vatican City. In all intents and purposes, the family was a mafia. But they also had deep ties to the church, which in turn was running the country, so it was a bit more complicated. Despite being a mobster, Ricardo seemed decent enough. He had a flirtatious and flattering way of speaking and in general got along with everyone. He took notice in your skills and tried to casually recruit you to their ranks. You politely declined the offer. Since you didn't take the offer, Ricardo had another one on the platter. He proposed that he'd hook you up with a real boxing trainer to get you to the next level. You again declined, but your sister insisted that you'd at least try it out. You agreed. Things started to feel more professional the second you stepped inside the gym. The trainer, an elderly gentleman who had an impressive record of previous apprentices, was impressed by your raw skills. He thought that the best way to push you further would be to choose where to specialize. I choose offense, hoping it would give me fast attack, maybe? Instead, I learn adrenaline rush. Not sure what that is, but cool. His methods proved effective. Soon you had your first real bout in the ring and won the match with relative ease. Your sister and Ricardo were there to congratulate you. You continued with your winning streak. The hype around you was growing. Slowly, even you started to believe the hype. Ricardo was able to organize big matches one after another. You started spending more time inside the family quarters with Ricardo and your sister. Without noticing it, you had been pulled into the criminal world. What started as helping out a friend became a more frequent occurrence. Soon Ricardo showed his true colors as well. He had been building you up for a fated boxing match. Apparently, your next opponent was a former family member who had cut all ties to the organization. Your job was to kill him in the boxing match. You politely declined, but at this point there was no turning back. Ricardo reminded you that he got your sister back at his flat and she'd feel it in her skin if you didn't comply. You didn't know what to do. Soon you found yourself in a ring with the ex-family member and the bell rang. He was a tough opponent. You managed to get the best of him. You were able to counter one of his attacks with a knockout hit. Things moved in slow motion as you saw Ricardo in the corner nodding with a sly smile. You followed up your hit with another and another and another. You didn't even stop when the man hit the ground. The referee had to pull you away with all he got before you stopped. The damage had already been done. You had killed a person. You were devastated by all of this, but kept it all inside. This was only the beginning. Ricardo had plenty of dirty work for you to do, and at this point, he had plenty of leverage too. Your sister being the last resort every time you hesitated. Things had to change. I choose to get rid of him because I am now invested in the story already, so screw this guy. Ricardo was wary of you. He seemed to sense your killing intent from miles away, and that's why he avoided seeing you alone to the best of his abilities. He was too cocky to consider you a serious threat though, as if he had you under his thumb. That proved to be a grave mistake for him. You were to meet Ricardo and a dozen of his henchmen at a local club to discuss another one of your many tasks. You had been waiting for an opportunity to see him alone, but that opportunity never presented itself. Fair enough, you thought. The moment you got into punching distance, Ricardo had a split-second realization of what was happening before you knocked him off his feet. The little rat tried to slither away, but you grabbed him by his throat and kept slamming him on the floor until he stopped moving. In your rage, you lifted him up and threw him over the railing. He fell from the second floor to the center of the club's dance floor. You saw him fall head first to the ground. You had succeeded in what you set out to do. Getting out of the club was secondary. You had to fight through a mob of Ricardo's goons. Somehow you made it out from the back door with only minor injuries and ran away as fast as you could. You ran away from the crime scene. The problem was that now both the family and the law enforcement of the city were after you. Just then, you received a phone call from your sister. She had been sent to Ricardo's summer villa in the country of Valen some days prior. You explained the situation to her and the two of you decided to meet up in the country of Rondon. There was no possibility of you living in the Vatican City anymore. You had to act fast before the police would catch up to you. What did you take with you before leaving the city? Luxury products? What could that even be? Out of pure curiosity, I just pick it. You took a syringe of heroin and some pep pills with you. Heroin? What the hell? Okay, that's for mind, I'm assuming, right? You took the first train that left the country. The destination was an obscure little town called Prehevil in the country of Bohemia. You had no idea where that place was, but you figured you could plan your trip better once you got there. Very nice. With that out of the way, there is also an intro, so I dive in. There is a girl in a pink dress that drew a little Illuminati sign on the ground, and then she runs away. You feel like someone was watching you while you slept. Oh, I'm playing. Okay, let's look around a bit. Oh hey, I just noticed you can now walk diagonally as well. Nice. 4 extra directions for me to explore. The upgrades are real. I try and talk to the guy sitting on the seat opposite mine. No answer. Rough day? I search a briefcase and find 9mm bullets. Okay, so we for sure have guns here. Very nice. I move to the next train car, loot some more stuff, and move to the next room, where there are just a bunch of suitcases stacked seemingly all the way up. All these suitcases. Something feels off. There is a blue butterfly flying around, and as I move closer to it, it disappears, clearly leading me to the door formed by the suitcases. I entered and I am in some sort of workshop. This place is not on the train anymore. Some sort of goblin troll creature thing comes charging at me. You. This is a janitor? Or is that just his name?
I have been looking for you everywhere. Just where do you think you ran off to? Don't you understand the hurry we are in?
I say I don't understand. The eyes of the janitor bulge out from their sockets as his expression intensifies.
No one expects you to. You are a stupid f***ing human after all. Now, get your ass back to the workbench.
And I go and sit at an assembling workbench. The girl in the pink dress sits across from me.
This is your last chance. Next time it's punishing time.
I ask, what am I supposed to do?
What? You are supposed to assemble new cubes, of course. As for how, figure it out yourself. You're not capable of that much. You're beyond hope and useless in every sense of the word. What you googling at? There's nothing to see here. Eyes on the cubes. Work, or I'll rip out those eyes of your pretty face.
Use the directional keys to assemble the cubes. What? Okay, let's do this. God, I'm such a good worker. Man, I love my job. The girl in pink is trying to get your attention. She waves me over, then runs away. Oh wait, am I supposed to follow? Okay, I'm coming. Oh wait, I have a sprint bar. I can sprint. That's a cool little addition. So I'm assuming there are going to be a few intense chase sequences. That's pretty cool.
Where do you think you're going?
Where is he? Oh my god, okay, let's go. Goddamn chair! Oh my god, he almost got me. I'm getting hooked onto the wall. No. Okay, run. Okay, get your ankles broke, little guy. Oh my god, am I in the grand hall? Your head hurts. You feel like you're losing your mind. Oh hey, there's Francois. And there's the tormented one as well. Why can't I talk to them? Okay, let's just try and find an exit. What the hell? Where am I now? Oh nah, there he is, the moon god. Oh my god, that looks awesome. Look at that. Such an eerie design, but it fits this game so perfectly. I'm in awe. Ah, there you are. A mysterious person greets you in a monotonous voice. Wait, a monotonous voice? What? How? Okay, wait, I'm gonna try a monotonous voice. Got you pulled out from that nasty place. You were going deep into that rabbit hole. Now you're safe under the beautiful green hue of the moon. Welcome to the moon tower. I ask him what's going on. Also, this monotonous voice. Sounds so stupid. Okay, well, I mean, that's what they said. He has a monotonous voice. There we go. I ask him what's going on. That is what I'm here for, to explain the situation you are currently facing, to explain the great once-in-a-lifetime opportunity that has befallen within your grasp. Since our words could not possibly reach my master, I speak on his behalf. And who might my master be? Well, for now, let's just say he is the delinquent one, Rare, the trickster moon god. And me, you can call me Perkele. I am just a humble servant of his celestial majesty. You are the dreamer, he is the dream. My master has invited 14 of you to join in his jubilee of cosmic proportions. Wait, 14? I can only pick from 8 characters, so there are 6 others that I need to find, I'm assuming. 14 candidates, but only one true victor. The festival of Termina is upon us. I ask him what the festival is. His voice is ridiculous. It is a festival to give you, the humans, a peak of grandeur and a chance to reach for illustrious heights. The festival to end all festivals. This must be very confusing for you. I won't burden you with any more information at this very moment. Just head towards the tower. That is all you need to know for now. I will gladly answer questions once you get there. But until that, let us meet again under the moonlight. I also now notice that there are statues of snakes around the tower here. Not sure if that's an important detail, but there it is. You wake up suddenly. Was it all a dream? The train, it seems to have stopped. Nice, I can move around. I head to the front car and try to get off because the train seems to have come to a standstill. At the front of the car, I find the salaryman again. The man in the suit is talking to himself. He seems to be completely lost in his own thoughts. because this guy is a salaryman, I'm gonna give him a Santon accent. That's one of the accents in South Africa, so I'm just gonna give him that accent. accent. I'm late already. So late. Oh, that's it. That's the entire conversation. Okay, awesome chat. So that must be the best course of action for now. You interrupt the discussion.
Oh, the big Chad got up.
Ask them who they are and what's going on. You must be just as clueless as the rest of us. The train left us all here, at the outskirts of the city. All the train personnel, everyone gone. No explanations. I'd say that's odd. It's a mystery, all right. We decided to stay and wait here for a while. Someone has to come for the train sooner or later. So if you're not in a hurry, I recommend just taking a seat inside and trying to relax.
Maybe we could introduce ourselves.
Yeah, that sounds reasonable. I introduce myself as I am Muscles.
My name is Marina.
My name is Olivia. Lovely to meet you all.
You can call me August.
Karen Sauer, a journalist on duty.
Hey, I'm Henrik, and this mystic gentleman over here is Osa. Almost like Leviosa.
Sorry, I'm so sorry.
It was Osa, right? Silly man. I'm pretty sure it was. We were first to...
I don't know why I gave him this spot of tea voice. Anyway,
I'm pretty sure it was. We were the first to wake up.
Before you came out, we were all talking about this. You saw a peculiar nightmare as well, didn't you?
I ask her how she knows that.
Everyone saw the same dream before waking up in the train. The moon, the girl in the pink dress, the festival of Termina. It all felt too real to pass off as just a dream. Not this talk again. We should have asked that army pig, that Bremen pig. He was in way too much of a hurry to leave. I bet he knew something. This smells like a sadistic army experiment. Sounds exactly like something the Bremen army would be part of. They had similar hallucinogens experimented on war prisoners. Now that the war is over, they have to get the guinea pigs elsewhere.
I wish I had your capacity and feist, but I really have a hard time believing every conspiracy theory floating around.
I am a journalist. I've covered wars, you know. I don't need some flaky eye-patched foreigner telling me what's possible and what's not. You haven't seen what I've seen during these past few years.
I've covered wars too, you know. All men and women for the past decade or two have covered wars. What's your point again? I've seen my fair share of hallucinogens as a doctor, and I can tell from first-hand experience that there are no known chemicals that create visions that vivid, especially visions that are this identical with this many people. You can feel the tension rising between these two people.
I take it we're done here. As much as I'd like it, I don't have time to play happy campers with you people. I have a job to do. Which way is the city?
Look, up there over the forest top. Can you see the tower standing erect in the mist? That tower marks the center of Prehevil. You can hike through the forest to get there. It's not that far away.
All right then. If I see anyone, I'll let them know you guys are waiting here.
Have fun finding a scoop from that sleepy town. You know where to find us if anything comes up. I asked them what are they going to do? Wait here, I guess. I'm not in a hurry. Day one begins. God, this font or way that he drew these letters is just perfect. Monologue with the moon is what this text says. And I think this is now officially where the game begins. So to start off, let's get to know these cats. Nice day, isn't it? I ask him what brings him here. Nothing much. A twist of fate, perhaps. I'm just passing through.
I think we should get inside. The mist is creeping in.
Ask if we can talk about the dream.
Oh yes, of course. What do you think the dream means?
I think it's got something to do with this place.
Everything does feel like a dream, doesn't it? There's an ethereal feel to everything. There's something more... never mind.
Would you look at that behind?
Are you dead serious? If you keep that up, I'll come up with a better use for this wrench. How about making yourself useful?
Maybe I'll just do that. Just wait and see, Ginger. Bish bosh.
Yes, go make me proud.
What is it you want? Ask him what his business is here. Do you think I could have come here for the festival? Ask him if he knows what the festival is. I know about it. The secrets are painted on the wall, clear as day. Not as clear as the Prehevilian day, of course. It's quite misty here today. Maybe there's some wisdom in that too. I need to write that down. Wow, that guy sucks to talk to, by the way. How's it? Good afternoon. It's Kira Tanaka. Good to make your acquaintance. It's really troublesome. What has come of our train trip? I'm not entirely certain on what to do. I have some urgent business at the city. Should I go on foot or wait for the train to continue? I tell him just to wait for the train because knowing this game, he'll probably die instantly if he just moves somewhere. So I now notice that you can just attack anyone and everyone. Every dialogue option had an attack him or attack her option. You can just attack everyone. Kind of weird, but cool. Right, Brie. Maybe I'll do that. Yes.
Oh, hi. We weren't introduced before. I'm Abella. Nice to meet you. I'm a bit busy right now. I'm trying to check if I can get the train in working order again. It's not just the train that stopped, but for some reason it won't start up again either.
Ask her what she's doing.
Just checking up on things.
Okay, nice. Let her check up on things. She is the mechanic after all. Then again, his army barricade suggests that maybe there is something to that crazy theory of hers. Nah, something doesn't seem right here. Ask him what he's planning to do. I'll probably just head out too. There's no telling how long it takes for someone to come for the train. Besides, the city is right around the corner. After speaking with the checkered suit pants guy, I see that Tanaka is actually walking downwards. He's actually moving. That's pretty cool that they just move on their own. Okay, let's get started. Man, I'm so excited to just dive into this world. I gotta say, completely different vibe being outside this time. Actually seeing some nature. I explore around a bit, looting some barrels and picking some herbs, and I find a cabin that's empty aside from the valuables that you can loot. There are some plants here though that I cannot pick because my character isn't sure if it's poisonous or not. I wonder if you start with Olivia, if she can identify them and take them. That would be a great way to do it. I go to Olivia to maybe ask her about these plants, but there's no options to talk about it. Worth a try, I guess. I loot some mushrooms and then move on to the next area. The mist slowly creeps from the deeper woods. I decide to check out my abilities. Adrenaline rush. The longer combat goes on, the stronger you get as your blood boils ever hotter. Is this a passive skill? If so, it seems incredibly strong. Killing intent. Your killing intent emanates strong. This will scare away the weaker opponents so you don't need to bother with them. That sounds kinda shit, not gonna lie. Maybe it's good though, who knows. As I've learned at this point in Fear and Hunger, everything has a use. Also see I have a knife, but my character is boxing related, so it's probably a downgrade, right? As I leave the menu, I see the salaryman walking towards me. Oh, do you hear something from ahead? I decide to follow him. I want to see what's happening here. We see some blood and go to investigate. Oh wow, this lady seems to be hanging out with this guy that seems like he needs a hand. Okay, I'll stop. He must have paid an arm and a leg for this place. Okay, now I'll stop. I go and talk to the salaryman Tanaka again. What is that? What on earth is going on? They are dead. I investigate the place and... an empty bucket. It looks like it fell over on its own. Spooky. I find a ritual circle, but it seems like I need something to draw with this time to activate it. I go to talk to Tanaka again, and he again says, they did. I say, this is horrible. Should we report about this to someone? The local police? Not much I can do here now, so I loot everything I can find and move on. I am now in the outskirts of Prehevil, and as I move up, I see a villager and approach. Holy crap, that was brutal. Holy shit. Termina is upon us. He shouts, frenzied and wild. I see a well, but I think I'm gonna skip jumping down here for now because I don't think it'll go well. Sorry. I'll definitely do it after a save though. I explore around a bit and realize, oh shit, I probably need to go warn the salaryman not to come here. As I make it back to where I came from, the crazed hatchet man starts chasing me. Oh no. I go back to the cabin where we found these people just hanging in and out, but he's not here anymore. Oh no, maybe he went back to the train? Let's go. As I rush back, I can't find the guy at the train, so I enter and just find Marina and Olivia in here. I search the other cars and find this. Who the hell was that? I tried knocking and calling out, but nothing. No answer. I go and check up on the girls, and they are fine at least. Marina drew a circle called a perfection circle for worshipping gods. Okay, so they actually are the same kind of circles from Fear and Hunger 1. Good to know. A realization suddenly hits me. Oh shit, the salary man. I hurry back as fast as I can. He's still not at the cabin, and this creepy dude is still waiting at the entrance for me, so I quickly break his legs and move on to his house. Maybe Tanaka's in there. I find a goat in front of his house. There is a lone goat here. It seems to be minding its own business, completely ignoring your presence. I give it a carrot. The goat eats the carrot without any festivities. It still doesn't acknowledge your existence in the slightest. What a dick. I pet it as well. You pet its head. Absolutely no reaction. Its glassy eyes stare right through you. It almost feels like the goat thinks so highly of itself that it doesn't need to acknowledge you. What the f*** this guy? What the hell? I decide to enter the dude's house and he thankfully doesn't follow me. The detail of this house is amazing. Even the glass crunches as you step over it. You can even pick up the glass. I loot the place and find a chained up door that I cannot enter. Okay, up the stairs I go and enter his bedroom and I find the woodsman's letter. The beast has entered this house. It's not my property any longer. The beast took my wife. It took my dignity. It took my faith. If it wasn't the full moon, I would let it take my life as well, by my own hand. That was odd. What was that about? I'm assuming he's maybe talking about whatever is in his basement. Took his wife. I don't know. I checked the bed and accidentally finger blasted my keyboard into sleeping. Oh boy. You hear heavy breathing through your sleep. Oh no. Oh god, it's him. I enter battle and you are assaulted by the woodsman. The woodsman approaches you ominously. There is a silent rage in his eyes. A sense of terror fills the air. My god, his face is so twisted, very uncanny. I tell him I don't want to start a fight. Your words are in vain. The woodsman is clearly out for blood. Okay, fine. Hard way it is. Oh my god, he immediately attacks without me doing anything and chops off my arm. Also, that dealt a ton of damage. Holy hell, how strong is he? Also, he is pulsating. I attack his hatchet arm and nice. I one-shot it at least. The appendage skitters away. What? What? His manhood just ran away. What? A coin flip prompt comes up and of course, I fail. Muscles is grabbed by the bony grasp of the appendage. Violently, the thing thrusts its tentacles down your throat. Cold tendrils can be felt squirming deeper and deeper. Oh my god. The vile thing squirts warm fluids in. Feels like it's injecting muscles with something. Oh nah. Look at that. No, what the f is that? The woodsman then just punches me to death. So that was my first combat experience in Termina. Nothing like that brutal series of events to put me back in my place. Wow, that was brutal as hell. I also think that's the perfect place to end this first video. It was amazing. I'm speechless that the second game is giving me the same type of emotion of the first one. I just want to dive in and explore everything there is to explore. I've barely scraped the surface and what I already experienced is more impressive than most games I've ever played. It's so rich. These games are so good. I want to thank everyone for the support. The first Patreon/member video is up as well. I hope you guys enjoy. Thanks for the subs, the likes, the comments, the memberships, and the patrons. Words cannot explain how grateful I am. Until the next video, cheers.